Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining the Beyond Seoul Second Tier Cities and Emerging Markets in Korea. I'm Chloe Mesh, Director of Programs at WUSADA, the Western United States Agricultural Trade Association. Let me quickly cover three housekeeping notes. We will be recording today's session, and we'll email you the recording link from our YouTube page within the next few days. You'll remain muted during the presentation, but please submit any questions throughout the Q&A feature, and we'll address any questions during our dedicated Q&A session at the end. And we'll make sure to follow up if there are questions that we don't cover live. If you would like to say your question out loud, there will be an opportunity for you to use the Request a Live Call-in button, where you can raise your hand and enter the queue to ask your question live. So I am pleased to introduce Kirsten Kurse from Bryant Christie, who will be presenting on today's webinar. The webinar shows Western U.S. food and agricultural exporters how to expand beyond Seoul into South Korea's key regional cities. You'll learn how to adapt your products and pricing for local markets, find the right distribution partners, and identify high-demand product categories. You'll leave with practical strategies to grow your presence across Korea's diverse marketplace. All right, I'll hand it over to Kirsten.
Thank you, Chloe. So, as Chloe mentioned, today we'll be looking beyond Seoul at the so-called second-tier cities and emerging markets in South Korea. First, we'll explore profiles of key second-tier cities like Busan and Daegu, which are becoming significant markets. Next, we'll look at the differences in retail and food service across these regions, which are crucial to understand for any successful market entry. We'll also identify product categories with the best regional potential and discuss strategies for a successful entry into these markets. Finally, we'll wrap up with an exporter action plan and a Q&A session for any questions you might have. So beyond Seoul, second-tier cities like Busan, Daegu, and Incheon are becoming vibrant markets. This growth is driven by expanding urban populations, which are significantly increasing food consumption. Let's talk about the opportunities these emerging regional markets present. With rising awareness of imported products, especially Western food items, consumers in these cities are increasingly exploring new tastes through diverse shopping channels. Whether it's local supermarkets, traditional markets, online platforms, or convenience stores, these avenues offer multiple entry points for introducing your products. For brands entering these regions, there's a golden opportunity to establish strong relationships with regional buyers, local distributors, and city-level food service operators. Early movers can gain a competitive edge by understanding and catering to these local dynamics. The retail landscape in Korea is evolving rapidly, and second-tier cities are at the forefront of this transformation. The major retail chains include Lotte Mart, E-Mart, Home Plus, and Costco Korea. These giants are expanding their footprint across these cities, making imported foods accessible to a broader audience nationwide. Additionally, convenience stores such as GS25, CU, and 7-Eleven are playing crucial roles in daily purchases. Their rapid growth in regional metros position them as vital channels for snacks, beverages, and ready-to-eat products. Investments in logistics hubs in Busan, Incheon, and Daegu are enhancing cold chain reliability. This improvement supports the distribution of fresh, frozen, and specialty items, providing new opportunities for brands to reach consumers outside of the Seoul market. Regional supermarket chains, local department stores, food halls, and independent distributors are gaining influence. They offer new entry points for exporters looking to tap into these markets outside of Seoul. The unique demographics of second-tier cities in South Korea present interesting opportunities for food brands. These cities often have smaller households and older populations, resulting in different purchasing behaviors. Mixed income levels add another layer, affecting product demand in diverse ways. Regional consumers often lean towards value and convenience, but with rising middle class incomes, there is a growing appetite for premium, imported, and specialty foods. This shift offers a fresh angle for brands looking to introduce new products. Local cuisines, such as Busan's seafood dishes or Gwangju's bold flavors, play a crucial role in shaping preferences. Snacks, sauces, nuts, and ready-to-eat items are these regional tastes. Grasping these demographic and cultural insights is key to tapping into the vibrant markets outside of Seoul. I've noticed my camera turned off. I just want to make sure you guys can still hear me okay.
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you for the confirmation.
Yep.
All right. Busan is South Korea's second largest city and a pivotal logistics hub. With its strategic international port and advanced cold chain infrastructure, Busan is a key entry point for imported foods entering the broader Korean market. The city's population exceeds 3 million, comprising a vibrant mix of young professionals, families, and older residents. This diversity fuels a demand for both premium and value-oriented products. It's crucial to recognize the dual nature of the consumer base here. Busan boasts a sophisticated retail environment with hypermarkets, department store, food halls, and numerous convenience stores and cafes. Interestingly, local chains operate with a degree of independence from Seoul, offering unique market dynamics. This city's culinary identity is rooted in its coastal location, emphasizing seafood, lighter flavors, and fresh ingredients. There's a market interest in snacks and ready-to-eat foods that complement these dining traditions. Understanding Busan's unique blend of logistics, consumer demographics, and food culture is essential for effectively positioning products in this city. Daegu is a vibrant city known for its strong presence in textiles, manufacturing, and fashion. One of Daegu's standout features is its robust middle-income consumer base, which is increasingly interested in lifestyle and convenience foods. This creates a unique market ripe for innovative products. Daegu's younger demographics, especially the large student and young adult population, drive demand for snacks, beverages, and cafe culture. This demographic is keen on trendy imported products, which provides a substantial opportunity for businesses targeting this vibrant segment. The city boasts a modern retail scene with expansive supermarkets, convenience stores, and an active cafe and bakery culture. This makes Daegu an ideal market for confectionery, nuts, and specialty ingredients. Daegu consumers have a penchant for bold, flavorful foods and show a strong interest in fusion cuisine. This preference for innovative product formats opens the doors for creative culinary offerings. Daejeon is a city where innovation and tradition blend seamlessly. Known for its research institutions, universities, and government agencies, Daejeon is home to an educated population with a stable and strong disposable income. This environment creates a unique consumer market that balances the needs of families and professionals alike. Key to Daejeon's landscape is its demand for high-quality, healthy, and convenient food options. The city's demographics, primarily families and professionals, drive this demand, emphasizing the importance of products that cater to health and convenience. The retail scene in Daejeon is also noteworthy. While the city boasts well-developed supermarkets, department stores, and specialty stores, it lacks the dense network of convenience stores seen in larger metropolitan areas. The food culture in Daejeon is shaped significantly by student-driven dining trends and family-oriented purchasing habits. Next is Gwangju, a vibrant cultural and culinary center in the southwest of Korea. Gwangju is known for its rich food traditions where consumers place high value on flavor, quality, and authenticity. This emphasis on authenticity greatly influences both product acceptance and dining habits. Demographically, Gwangju has a high proportion of multi-generational households. This family-oriented setup drives a consistent demand for affordable staples, snacks, and fresh products. Even as traditional markets remain influential, there's a noticeable shift, with supermarkets and convenience stores expanding. This expansion increases the visibility for imported foods, providing more variety to meet consumer preferences. Gwangju's regional food culture cannot be overlooked. Bold local dishes, full snacks, spicy sauces, and complementary foods. Finally, we have Incheon, which is a significant player on Korea's international trade landscape. As home to Korea's largest international airport and a major port, Incheon is ideally positioned for logistics, distribution, and product entry. This makes it a true gateway to international trade. What sets Incheon apart is its diverse and multicultural population. This diversity fosters an openness to imported foods and global flavors, creating a vibrant food culture that embraces international influences. Incheon boasts a strong retail and food service sector, with major hypermarkets and rapidly expanding convenience store chains. These operations are further bolstered by airport-driven food service businesses, providing a robust market for international snack foods, ready-to-eat meals, and premium items. Let's explore how retail and buyer preferences vary across different regions in Korea, focusing on Busan, Daegu, and Gwangju. The retail landscape is unique in each city. Busan features Hanaro Market. Daegu is dominated by independent chains, and Gwangju relies on regional hypermarkets and traditional markets. This diversity in retail types means strategies need to be city specific. Buyer priorities also differ greatly. For instance, Busan has a strong preference for seafood snacks and premium imports, while Daegu leans towards spicy snacks and bakery items. Meanwhile, in Incheon, the demand is high for international flavors and convenience foods. Understanding these preferences is key to tailoring product offerings efficiently. It is important to note that the autonomy of regional buyers, they make independent decisions on promotions, assortment, and shelf space. This requires creating tailored SKUs, packaging, and pricing to meet their specific needs. By appreciating these regional distinctions, we can better cater to the unique demands of each market, ultimately enhancing consumer satisfaction and business success. Cafe culture in cities can often shape snack choices and consumer preferences. Vibrant cafe scenes in Daegu and Busan are driving demand for premium baked goods, imported snacks, and ready to eat items. In these cities, local bakeries are not just following trends, they are creating them by blending Western products with local flavors. This opens up opportunities for introducing specialty ingredients like nuts and confectionery tailored to the unique tastes of each city. Convenience stores like GS25, CU, and 7-Eleven are pivotal in this ecosystem. They're not just places to grab a quick bite, they're daily purchase hubs, especially in smaller cities. These chains are essential for distributing snacks and beverages, making them perfect for exporters to test new products and adapt them to city-specific preferences. By leveraging these regional trends and distribution channels, exporters can innovate and succeed in introducing new flavors and products to the tailored to the diverse tastes across these dynamic cities. The trends driving consumption in second-tier cities won't matter much without the ability to navigate the tightrope between working with local distributors or importers who are often based in Seoul. These importers are the primary entry point for most imported food and agricultural products. They often prioritize the volume demands of the Seoul metro area, which can lead to regional markets being underserved. This focus on Seoul means opportunities may be missed in other vibrant regions. On the other hand, local distributors based in regional cities bring a different set of strengths. They often have deep relationships with regional retailers and wholesalers, local food service operations, and specialty stores. This allows them to provide faster regional rollouts and a better understanding of local tastes. However, their limitation often lies in import authority, as they depend on Seoul-based importers for supply. So how do we work with both? Products typically enter the country through a Seoul-based importer. Once demand is established, these products can expand into regional distributors. Additionally, regional pilot programs can be an excellent way to explore markets outside of Seoul. Understanding this dynamic can help us tailor strategies that leverage the strengths of both importers and distributors, ensuring a broader reach and a better market adaptation. Let's dive into the numbers about snack foods, confectionery, and nuts, highlighting their potential in Korea's regional markets. Total imports for these categories have seen significant growth, from 1.65 billion in 2019 to almost 2.5 billion in 2024. This uptick clearly signifies a rising consumer demand throughout Korea. Focusing on chocolate and sugar confectionery, we see consistent expansion, especially in premium formats. These are particularly popular for gifting and in specialty retail, which opens up avenues for targeting niche markets. Nuts and prepared fruit are becoming staples in cafes, bakeries, and regional chains beyond Seoul. This trend indicates a shift towards targeting second-tier cities. By understanding these dynamics, we can better strategize on how to tap into these burgeoning markets. Now we can look at the growth of fresh and frozen fruits in Korea. We see a record surge in 2024, fueled by growing demand from cafes, bakeries, and smoothie chains. This trend highlights the popularity of fresh and frozen fruits, particularly in major regional cities. Frozen fruits are leading the charge. As consumers seek convenience and cafes expand beyond Seoul, the use of frozen berries and tropical blends is on the rise. This shift is reshaping how fruits are consumed in these regions. The cities of Busan, Daegu, and Incheon are experiencing a notable increase in fruit consumption. This growth is supported by strong regional distributor networks and a modernizing retail landscape. So let's look at how functional and health food items are positioned in Korea. If this term is new to you, functional foods include whole foods, enriched foods, and specialty dietary foods like gluten-free alternatives. Imports have consistently surpassed $3 billion annually from 2022 to 2024. This is a clear indication that functional foods are entrenched in the everyday Korean diet. We see rapid growth post-2020. This is largely due to a shift towards health and wellness. Consumers are more focused on nutrition and immunity than ever before, which has driven a 20% increase in imports since 2019. Interestingly, this trend isn't confined to Seoul. We see significant consumption in second-tier cities. Supermarkets, pharmacies, and even cafes and convenience stores are key players in making functional foods a staple in everyday diets. How do we choose the right regional market for a product in Korea? Consider the nature of your product, whether it's fresh, frozen, or shelf-stable. This will impact logistics, such as whether you need a cold chain, a fast turnover rate, or consumer education and storytelling to drive sales. When evaluating channel readiness, think about the modern retail versus traditional markets. How much has e-commerce penetrated the area? What is the demand from food service channels? And importantly, are there capable local distributors you can partner with? For instance, Busan, ideal for seafood adjacent items and frozen foods, while Daegu leans towards value oriented, family size, and shelf stable products. Finally, selecting the right city for your product is crucial. Each city has its unique characteristics that can influence your market entry strategy. Understanding these will help you target your efforts effectively and increase your chances of success. Regional market entry can often require adaptation, particularly when it comes to packaging, pricing, and sizes. Consider packaging. Here, smaller consumer packaging is preferred compared to US norms. This aligns with the local market's preference for a clean and premium aesthetic. Ensure that your packaging clearly labels the origin and highlights any functional claims, which can significantly enhance product appeal. Second-tier cities are more price-sensitive than Seoul. They focus on value over promotions, showing less interest in oversized packaging or novelty items. So avoid premium pricing structures that are typical for Seoul and aim to narrow the price ladder to match the market's expectations. Lastly, on sizes, smaller and more frequent orders are common. This means that catering to lower unit counts per case and ensuring packaging formats are compatible with the region's cold storage capabilities. By adapting these elements to meet regional preferences, you'll position your product more favorably in these diverse markets. One of the most effective tools for breaking into regional markets are trade shows and food festivals. These events present a unique opportunity to access local buyers and consumers with lower costs and less competition compared to Seoul-based trade shows. This can significantly influence regional retailer listings, food service adoption, and consumer trials, and word of mouth. There are three main types of events to consider: regional food and agricultural trade shows, local food festivals, and municipal or provincial events. Each offers distinct advantages: trade shows for product education and distributor recruitment, and festivals for fresh, snack, beverage, and specialty products. Municipal events are excellent for co-branding and cost sharing. When it comes to gauging success, think short-term, medium-term, and long-term. Initially, focus on distributor leads and trial sales. Medium-term goals should include securing regional retail listings and repeat food service orders. Long-term, aim for building brand recognition in the region. Let's look at some specific examples of these shows. In Busan, you have International Seafood and Fisheries Expo and the Food Expo. Daegu hosts the Food and Beverage Fair and the International Future Food Industry Expo. In Daejeon, there's the International Food Expo, and in Gwangju, there is the Food Show and Kimchi Festival. These are fantastic avenues to explore for gaining traction in regional markets. Another important consideration in reaching these markets outside of Seoul is the supply chain and logistics situation. Let's first talk about the port and entry points. The port of Busan is a crucial hub for these cities, with additional inland transport from Seoul handling smaller volumes. This dual approach ensures reliable entry points for our goods. Major logistics corridors, especially in Busan and Daejeon, provide robust cold storage and reefer capabilities. However, smaller regional cities have limited capacity, meaning careful planning is essential to avoid bottlenecks. In terms of last mile distribution, regional distributors play a key role. They manage smaller deliveries and mixed temperature loads, but face constraints like limited dock space and fewer reefer vehicles. This means tighter delivery windows are a common challenge. You can expect higher per unit logistics costs due to these challenges, but there is an upside: lower spoilage risk when inventory levels align closely with local demand. This also leads to stronger distributor commitment once logistics are optimized. Prior to export to a secondary market in Korea, it's vital to verify demand and find reliable partners. Pay attention to how price points and pack sizes compare. This insight is crucial for understanding your competition and setting realistic expectations. Confirm reorder frequency with distributors and inquire about historical sales data in your category. This will help gauge demand accurately. If targeting the food service sector, engage in food service trials to see how your product performs in real-world scenarios. Start with small case sizes and short-term promotions to minimize risk. Select 1 or 2 cities and 1 retail channel for testing. Measure the velocity of volume movement and price sensitivity. These metrics are key indicators of potential success. When screening potential partners, ask them if they actively sell in the target city or if they only cover it on paper. Ask what categories drive their top revenue. It's also important to understand their regional presence and control over logistics. Finally, define city-level targets, set reorder thresholds, and establish timelines. Use performance-based incentives to motivate partners and consider non-exclusive or city-specific arrangements during the pilot phase. This ensures alignment and accountability. Here we have gathered a list of considerations touched on earlier in the presentation to think on when preparing your product for expansion into the second-tier markets of Korea. Is your product a perfect fit for the region? Ensure that its shelf life is well suited for both transit and storage. Are the flavor and usage tailored to local tastes? What sets your product apart from others? With regards to packaging and pricing, are the pack sizes what the regional market prefers, and do the case sizes meet supply chain requirements? Does your pricing strategy match the sensitivity of second-tier markets? Is your Korean language labeling fully compliant and ready? Finally, consider your distribution and partnerships. Are you aligned with your importer on a clear strategy for both regional and both distribution and regional expansion? Have you vetted and identified local and regional distributors with roles clearly defined and performance metrics agreed upon? This is crucial for a successful rollout. As for channels and demand, ensure you have prioritized target channels such as retail, food service, and e-commerce, pinpoint trade shows and craft sampling, and promotional plans tailored to each target city. Remember, these steps ensure you're not just entering the market, but doing so with a thoughtful and strategic approach. Okay, with that, we welcome any questions you might have about this topic.
Great. Yes, we do have one question. Do functional and health position items include dietary supplements or more so food items?
My understanding is that it could include dietary supplements, especially with the influence of pharmacies in this. I mean, here, I don't personally think of like a pharmacy as somewhere I would buy food items, but in South Korea, that's something a little bit different. So yeah, I'm curious what dietary supplements you're thinking about in this context.
Thank you. Maybe we'll give it a minute or two, just in case if there's a few other questions that are being typed right now. Collagen or colostrum? In response to your question, yeah.
That is outside of the realm of my expertise, but I'm happy to look into it and get back to you if someone could note down who asked that question and how to get in contact with you.
Yep, will do. Any other questions? Okay, I think we can probably move to the next slide. All right. So we have a few upcoming WUSADA events. We have the Soul Food and Hotel Show registration live. I believe that ends on the 31st of this month, and we still have a few booths left for that particular show. We will also have a Korea dried fruit and nut inbound to New Mexico and California next year, as well as a outbound trade mission in November. So we have a few activities coming up in 2026. All right. Well, following today's webinar, you'll receive a brief survey in your inbox. Your feedback is crucial. It helps us improve and secure continued funding for these programs. We'd greatly appreciate you taking a moment to complete it. Don't forget that you can schedule a complimentary 30-minute consultation with Brian Christie to discuss your specific export needs and questions. I'll be happy to follow up with everyone with the webinar, including that link to schedule that consultation. But thank you so much for joining us today. And a special thank you to Kirsten on presenting for the Korea market. It was very insightful. But just wanted to say thank you all for joining us, and I hope everyone has a great day, and we all look forward to supporting your export journey. Thank you so much.